Alrighty, I am losing my voice due to allergies. I am late with the cough suppressant pill and the allergy pill, so I sound terrible, but I actually feel fine. I have a very small headache, but I think that's just because I need to eat. But, and it's a nice night, so that's good. I was talking a lot to one of my drivers. He's a very nice guy. And I think a good example is one of those catchphrases that was real popular in the 80s in the Christian community. There were two. One, it was, if you got arrested for being a Christian, would there be evidence to convict you? Which I think is a really, really good argument. And two, preach the gospel at all times. If necessary, use words. So I was talking to him a little about the accident and how the guy who hit Ron was never punished for it. But I've come to terms with that, and that God is just, and I said, and in my life I've not had a lot of justice, except for when I got attacked on the one bus and the guy cut off my ponytail. A friend of mine caught the guy in the act of about to assault another girl, a young girl on the bus, no less. And he and some friends took the guy off the bus and taught him a lesson. And I have never seen that guy again. So, street justice I'll take, Man's justice, God's, I didn't get man's justice, that's for sure. So, I haven't gotten man's justice on a lot of things, but I've learned to let it go, and just try to be a blessing to people who have been horrible to me. And that can be an interesting challenge. And one interesting thing is that in my personal life, there have been a couple people who actively opposed me, for lack of a better word, who I now consider friends. That, God showed them who I really am, and they believed it. And, here we are. But, yeah, I'm going home now. Hopefully there will not be any coyotes and no bad guys. I did feel bad because the other night I stepped on Happy by accident, the black cat. Although he doesn't answer to Happy. I don't know what his real name is, but so we'll see. But yeah, I'm tired. I need to eat and take my medicine and go to bed. I'll probably be up in a couple hours, but I need to go to bed. So yeah, every year or so I get this allergy thing, and I sound horrible. But I'm not sick, and nobody's catching this, but it sounds virulent. And of course, we've got that whole virus thing going around now, so. Although you get that from rats. As far as I know, there aren't any rats around any places I hang out. Now, the interesting thing in Acres Homes, we had a pickup once at DeSoto, at some apartments on DeSoto, and there was an abundance of calico cats there. Beautiful, beautiful calicos. Must have been 20, 30 cats. And they're almost all calicos. And I thought that was interesting. I'm sure one of the TNR groups got in there, but well, this was like 12 years ago. It was before I started doing the handout, so longer than that. Probably 20 years ago. But yeah, so it was interesting, the gene pool there, but I'm heading home. This helps me stay awake when I do these videos. And you can see how well lit it is. So, well, once I get properly into the neighborhood, I should be okay. But, That looks expensive. Electric too. That stuff doesn't impress me though. Like, are you saved? If you have a Bible, are you reading it? Can I give you a Bible? You know, that's what I think. But the I thought I lost my train of thought. Oh, the guys were back today. I heard some noises when I was getting ready, and I looked out the window, and there was a backhoe going up the street. And I opened my email, and it said they'd be working on our street today, but further up. So I don't know if they cut my water or not for the day. It doesn't really matter because I was gone, but it looks like a retread on the ground. I try not to look too closely at stuff like that. But a lot of people out for a Monday night. But another nice car. Oh well. And you want to see some interesting salvage cars? You got to go to DeSoto and Antwerp, man. That is amazing. I mean, I have people who open their door and the door's like hanging off because they can't roll their window down and get a Bible. But they want the Bible and they get it. I'll give them as many as they want. Any language they want too. How many translations you want? All of them? Sure, you got it. So I will do whatever it takes to make sure someone gets a Bible. So, when I was going to work today, some of the bus drivers tell me that when they approach my pickup spot, they try to look around and make sure I'm not coming because they don't want to leave me behind. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go around it. I was running late today, and he waited. But as I was running towards the bus, my pants, they fit fine a month ago, but they were a little loose going to the bus stop. I had to hike them up a few times. And that happened to me the other day at work. You know, they were getting a little loose, something else. And they dropped, like down to my knees. And I was wearing a longer t-shirt, thank you, Jesus. But, you know, that was embarrassing. And I was pulling the buggy, so I couldn't really stop. And so I just ran up to the bus and pulled my pants up, and the bus driver's like doubled over laughing, which good. I'm glad I could make him laugh. And I'm sure that's all over the garage too. And that's fine, you know, it's funny. I think it's hysterical, you know. But I think I need to have a little fashion show tomorrow and see what's fitting and what isn't. And you're getting a little close there. I'm gonna stay still. Now you decide what you're doing. He's going way around me. You know, he probably thinks I'm a drag of society. If your house paid off, mine is. So, sorry, Lord. Work on that pride. So, so I'm gonna do that, and if it's loose at all, it's going in a box. And I arranged with a nice company that lets you make appointments online to have them come and get some stuff on next Monday. So I have time to put it together. I'm off the next 2 days. It is my Friday night. Lookout weekend, here I come. I have no idea what I'm eating for dinner. I have like a pasta thing I had earlier. Yeah, out of the freezer. It was okay. Like pasta and some vegetables and some cut up diced ham. It was all right. I'm not making it again though. But if I had a nice piece of ham, I put it in some meat lover lentils. But meat lover lentils, those are good. But this was not very good. So I want to have something that I'm going to tell you a story. It became kind of a joke with me and Ron. I took home ec courses, in junior high and high school. And in high school, I was required to prepare a meal for my family. And my dad had to write a report on the meal and what he thought of it. And since Dad always liked pot roast, I made a pot roast with boiled potatoes. It was a crock pot roast, I think, with potatoes and carrots. And he ate it. He didn't say much. And I said, he and my stepbrother got in an argument because he wanted my stepbrother to eat the carrots. And my stepbrother and him got into it, and there was a big brouhaha. So I'm thinking I'm not getting that report. But Dad left it for me on the table or something. And it just said the meal was adequate. Adequate? Really? So, that became a joke with me and Ron that the meal was adequate. So this dish that I made was adequate, but I'm not making it again. So, I don't think I'm gonna eat that. Last night I had some oatmeal. That was okay, but it took a while for it to cool off because I like the water to be really hot when I put it in the oatmeal. So, I don't want that. I don't want to make a shake. Oh, there's Mr. Happy Cat. He is across the street and down 2 houses. He's basically the house behind me, so it's funny. Let's see if he comes over. I'm not gonna call him though. My guys and him have some issues, I think. And he's a tomcat. He's gonna be a little more aggressive. So I'm not in a hurry to force that. So, but it's nice to see he's doing okay. I like cats. Even when they mess up my allergies. It was bad enough this morning. I did the neti pot. Ugh. I hate the neti pot. I'll make another neti pot video. I mean, it's just so ghastly. You guys are gonna laugh your butts off over it. The nasal spray and all, but I think Cleo gets into bed with me at night and sleeps by my head. I think that's the inciting incident there. And if she wants to do that, I'm not going to stop her. She's a wonderful, sweet cat, made of sugar, at least with me. And I'm not going to tell her no, even if it, puts me out a little bit. And you know what? Nobody sat next to me on the bus tonight either, so that was good. This is junk, and the electric bill. Okay, let's see what the electric bill is. I'm not gonna let you see it because I don't want the pest turning off my account. $36. 36 people. 36. And you know why? Because I don't use the dryer. That's the only difference. So, and I don't know about your Walmart, but our Walmart has these extremely rude and aggressive salesmen in the back who harass the customers and try to get them to change their electric provider. They're paying the company some kind of money for this, and I don't like these guys one bit. And I just got so sick of them trying to, hustle me. That the last time I got one of these bills, I brought it to them and I showed it to them, and they were speechless. So that was pretty funny. My neighbor has his Christmas lights on. It's very festive. I don't know why, but it's cheerful. It's nice because I forgot to put my lights on. My porch light, at least. So, let's see. It doesn't look like they did anything new to me today. Oh, they did. They did. They dug it up. I'm glad. Well, look at that. There's an orange boy waiting in the driveway. And a nice orange boy. Okay. So there's that. I don't know if you can see him, but he's there. I'm going to get the key for the house. I have, when I got copies of my key made, I got wackies at the Home Depot. And I have 2 tags. One is Psalm 71:1. You can look it up, and a DNR thing. Not that it's legally binding. Besos de gato. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Go home. Yeah, you want your kisses? Yeah, let's get your kisses. Yeah, there's my baby. Besos de gato means cat kisses. And all my Spanish friends crack up over that. Because I generally pantomime that I'm holding a cat in my arms. Okay. It was very funny because for a while I was referring to Biscuit. Oh, they got, they might have taken 1 or 2 chips, but they didn't take much today. So, I was referring to Biscuit as Senor Gato. And one of my coworkers says, I want to see him. So I showed her a picture. And she's like, oh, it's a cat. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I call him Mr. Cat. She said, no, I thought it was a man. No, it's not a man. So I saw a really good thing on Facebook today. 2 good things on Facebook. One, I think is going to go right past certain people in my Facebook people. And that is a comment about how a biblical husband will never ever physically harm his wife or disrespect her, verbally. So, which is 100% true. And I wish somebody had the courage to tell that to me and Ron when they knew he wasn't treating me right. And there were a lot of people who knew Ron was not treating me right. And the second is it was about how you shouldn't settle for someone who's not a ministry partner. And that is probably going to keep me single until Jesus gets back. And I'm okay with that because I would rather be single than have another bad relationship. But house smells like cat food, but they ate a pretty good amount. But, I'm here to serve God. If you want to come alongside, great. But don't get in my way. Ron tried that a few times, tried to stop me, and did not work. I am very, very stubborn. And if God tells me to go, I'm going. I'm not going to let anything get in my way. So, alrighty, that is it for the evening.